Hello and welcome to another Prolegomena gaming stream. My name is Mike, and we will be drafting some Hour of Devastation quick drafts in MTG Arena. So let's hop right in and get started. Pull up our Excel file. Okay, what do we have here? We have Solemnity as our rare, something that we're not looking to take. It'd be Angel of the God Pharaoh. Open Fire. Good removal spell, splashable. So let's go with this. Following up our Open Fire pick, do a Thorned Moloch. Maybe Steward of Solidarity. Nothing really exciting in these picks here. Let's try the Steward. Go for the red-white aggro. Thank you, Andre, for the host. Appreciate it. Looks like we're going to take the Puncturing Blow, 2 and 2 red. Great removal spell that exiles. We're not going to take this. We could take the Avenger. Maybe this will wheel. Nothing else in our colors, and no other picks that make us want to change our colors. So let's take the removal spell and cement ourselves in red here. Thank you, Fox, for the host as well. So we have Open Fire, Puncturing Blow, and Steward of Solidarity as our picks. Pick 4. Either the Desert of the True, a utility cycling desert, or Gilded Ceradon. We don't know how heavily into white we're going to be. We only have the one Steward. So you might be taking the Ceradon here. Again, nothing else is really making us want to change our colors. Ceradon. Catcher's Avenger is a great beater. Demands an answer. Also, consideration in Blur of Blades. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. And the Cycling Desert in red. But let's be aggressive in red-white and go for the 3-power 2-drop. Aven of Enduring Hope or Frontline Devastator here. The Aven is a 3-power flyer that gains us some life at 5 mana. Let's try it like that. Picks seem to be a little comparable, but having evasion is why we picked the Aven here. Might be the 2-drop. Crash through cycles for 1 red, gives our creatures trample. Not really a powerful effect. We don't have anything that we're going to splash for. So let's just go for the 2-mana 2/2. Our choices are Active Heroism, a combat trick, a cycling Granitic Titan, or Thorned Moloch. We do have a few spells for the Moloch to pump its power and toughness with the prowess triggers. I'm sure we can get another Titan. Well, we'll probably have the opportunity to get multiple of these. Let's go for our curve consideration on the 3-drop creature here. There's another Moloch. We could have a cycling 4-power flyer. Take a look at our curve here. Our Moloch would slide in here to the 3-drop. I think we want to be on the aggressive end and not have to wait to at least turn 6 to play a flyer. So let's take a 3-drop here. Since we already have 2 of the Molochs, let's go for the cycling beater and the Titan. Take a crash through. Maybe put this in the sideboard. See if we want to bring it in. Not looking for a 2/5 or any of these other cards. Hitting the last few picks of our first pack in Hour of Devastation. Put the Screecher to the side. We got the Blur of Blades back. So this is our first pick of the second Hour of Devastation pack. We have a lot to choose from. The Resolute Survivors, 1 red and a white. As a 3/3 human warrior, you may exert Survivors as it attacks. And whenever you exert a creature, deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. We have 2 creatures that can exert currently. Other consideration is the a second open fire. I'm just wondering here if most likely the Resolute Survivors will wheel and the open fire will not. So I'm not going to know how the AI drafters are going to prioritize the survivors, but our hope is to wheel the survivors and take the open fire here. If we don't get the survivors, we can get the ramming up ruins. We have farm, just using it for the destroy target attacking or blocking creature. For the Dauntless Aven, which synergizes with our few exert creatures that we have currently. We don't need another 5-mana 4/4. And the Kindled Fury will probably table here. We kind of want to have our opponent's creatures removed before we attack. We don't want them to block. So something like Open Fire Puncturing Blow removes the blocker. If we were to rare draft, we would take the champion here. I think we take the Aven. There's nothing great in our colors. Chandra's Defeat, 1 red, deals 5 damage to target red creature, red planeswalker. It's a sideboard card, but we're only playing best of one matches, so we're never going to play that card. And tap 2 of our opponent's creatures. Might help us get in the extra few points of damage. It does have cycling for one white. But I think we'd rather go for the Kindled Fury. This will probably wheel around anyway. Not really high on any of these picks. Here's another Renunciation. We have a Puncturing Blow in a desert. We have the Gilding Ceradon that cares about a desert. We don't have any currently. But the Puncturing Blow is just a great removal spell. And we're not too removal flooded yet. But we'll need we'll need to focus on creatures in our upcoming picks. Let's go removal. We take the desert here. If we pick up a black card that we want to splash, we're not really ramping into anything. Let's take the desert. It has some minor synergy with our one Ceradon, but nothing exciting here. Choices this time: Fervent Paincaster, 2 and a red, tap to deal 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. Can exert it to deal 1 damage to target creature. It's either that or another Titan. It is a 3/1, so if it can't get in, it can still deal some damage. And when it does get in, it deals 3. Let's go for the Paincaster. Hopefully the white and red exert gold card tables. Here we have another Moloch or another Blur of Blades. This would be our third of the Lizard. Or our second Blur of Blades. How many creatures do we have currently? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we still have the third pack to go. Let's take the removal here, kind of focus on the creatures, like I said, going forward. How good is Inferno Jet? It deals 6 damage to an opponent as a way to kind of finish the game. And it cycles for 2, where we have a Frontline Devastator. Let's go for the creature here. And the Resolute Survivors did table. So this will be great for our deck. We now have 4 creatures that can exert and be untapped. Or when they exert, they deal damage and we gain 1 life. This will be the 4th, I believe. Let's take the Survivors. We get another Kindled Fury. We won't play the second, so let's just take... We won't play the Servants either. Let's take the Fury. Renunciation came back. There's another Ceradon. We don't have any deserts. There's another Servant. Dusk is interesting. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. I think it would kill the Moloch because it would pump the Moloch and then destroy it. We could get it back with the Dawn portion. It's not really what we're looking to do. The Takrop Elite, you flying 2/2, you may exert it, and when you do, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. I remember this is good in Amonkhet, but it's been a while, so that may be mistaken. We have the Unwavering Initiate. It has Embalm for 5. Looking at our curve, we kind of had a lot of 3s. And the Takrop Elite would slot in here in the 4 slot. And this, if we were rare drafting, this would be great in our constructed decks. But it's not great in our deck. So let's take the Elite here. Onward to Victory. Monument. Magma Spray. Another Elite. So we have a lot of choices in this pack. Magma Spray would be great here. Minotaur is you can also an exert creature, and when you do it, gets +1/+1 and gains menace. So it can attack as a 5/4 menace. I'm kind of undecided. We'll definitely wheel something from this pack. Think about taking Magma Spray, and then looking to pick up either another Elite, a Minotaur, or even a Ceradon. So let's take the early interaction. I want to take the Irrigated Farmland, but I believe we already have 4 of them. Other choices are Honored Crop Captain or an Electrify. We kind of have enough 4 mana removal. So let's take the powerful 2-drop. Warfire Javelinier. When the creature enters the battlefield, it does X to target creature and opponent controls, where X is the number of instant and sorcery cards in our graveyard. We have probably not going to play the Fury, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 currently. So at the average case, probably deals 2 or 3 to an opponent's creature, which seems pretty good, like a good deal. So do that, or Cartouche, or a Desert, or a Ceradon. With the Javelinier. True Heart Duelist. 2 mana 2/2. They can embalm for 3. Pathmaker Initiate. Sure Shot. Or a Minotaur. I kind of think we want another 2-drop. If that is the case, we might go Duelist or Initiate. Probably the Duelist because of its recursion and the embalm ability. where our deck's looking to curve out or get as much on the board quickly as possible. So let's pick the Duelist here. And then Gustwalker, another great exert creature. So we're building a great, or at least a good white-red exert deck. A lot of our great picks coming from the Amonkhet pack. Let's take the Walker. We have Crasher here. Standard All-Star. Magma Spray also a consideration, but we have a lot of removal. Cartouche of Zeal can really put the pedal to the metal, as it were, for consuming fervor. I don't know if we're going to play either of those. Let's put the Cartouche in the sideboard. Now Dusk came back. I kind of want to take it for the personal collection. We have 27 cards in our current deck, so we're looking to cut some. So let's rare draft the Dusk. And the Emberhorn Minotaur came back. Probably take out the Ceradons. If we don't have any deserts, kind of stop at 4. Maybe a little after that. The combat trick, the caravan, protection here. We already have a resolve. Just take the rest of these. Let's cut this Fury. Maybe the Kenra. Just a vanilla 2/2. Maybe even the Aven or the Titan. The Titan, however, does have cycling. The Paincaster. We need to cut 2 currently. Just vanilla 2/2. And the Titan and curve out, stop at 4, basically 5. If you have a better construction that you would, like to offer, put that in the comments. See if we are overlooking something. Like I said, it's been a while since I drafted this format heavily. This is number 6. Let's see how it does. If we get up to 6 wins with this current deck, we get our enough gems to offset our buy-in. We're looking for that 6 or 7 win deck. We have to win that many before we lose 3. Once we lose 3, we're out of the draft. We go first. This is on the slower end of our hand, of our deck. We need to hit a 3rd land. We have 2 turns to do that. We have 17. I don't want to go down to 6 on the play. Let's risk it here. Might have been a mulligan. There's the last card that we want to see. We do curve out at our curve stops at 4. So we don't need too many more lands, but we do need lands. That. We will block the archer here. It embalms for 3. We do have ways to deal with Kefnet. Opponent can return a land to attack with Kefnet if they desire to. We're not hitting our land drops. Take another 5. There's our land. Our opponent have removal. They have a Avid Reed Stalker. Now something like an Open Fire would finish us off. Combat Trick. That happened. The old Kefnet Combat Trick deck. We are down 0-1. Our deck deserves better. Not sure if I like the Avon here. We might cut it for maybe even the Kenra. Crasher for next turn. We need to, or we can play the Dauntless Avon. Opponent has Dustwalker. We can exert the on-crop Crasher and untap it with the Dauntless Haven on our upcoming turn. Opponent's only played Plains so far. We get in for 3. We do not block. See what they have. They have a Dauntless Haven of their own. We can get in for 7. And then the Blur of Blades is great against the Aven here. One might be missing red mana. Sure. Do they attack? They do. Brings us down, our opponent down to 1. If we exert anything, the Resolute Survivors will trigger. Sure. Our opponent played Catcher's Last Mercy. And they brought their life down up to 20. I don't know why this card would be in your deck. This doesn't bring back the Aven. Do something like the block. Sure. Play a top crop, which if we exert it, will pump all our other creatures. Getting Resolute Survivors trigger. We have Aven of Enduring Hope to gain 3 as our curve topper. Had enough there. They're able to gain 20 out of nowhere. That didn't matter. Now the question is, do we want the Aven? Enduring Hope. We should probably add another planes, because we have a lot of 2-drops that need planes. Swapping out the Aven for the Kenra. Try it like that. Being more aggressive. You're now 1-1 in our Hour of Devastation draft. Liking the deck so far. How's it going early? We won, or we had 2, 7, and 2s. yesterday, and the others were 4 and 3s. So we have 2 into 3 into 4, but we don't. We kind of want to delay the Javelin until we have a instants and sorceries in the yard. But we go first, and we can apply some pressure. Did you give in draft yet earlier, or are you still waiting for Dominaria? We have Emberhorn here for our 4-drop, holding the General Lear. Rest on an Embalm creature is not the best because we can sack it and then embalm it. MVP cards in the 7 win. I can't remember off the top of my head. They'll be going up on YouTube in the coming week. But yesterday was a 7-hour stream, so it kind of all blurs together. I think we had a nice white-black control deck from one of them. It was kind of half zombies, half control. Just attack with everything here. Opponent takes 7 down to 10. When we play a Moloch, we can turn on prowess with our blue blades next turn, but opponent might not have a lot left in the tank. Yeah, this deck is probably our best deck. We got a lot of white-red exert synergies in our last pack. Opponent at least 3 colors. In the game here. Attack, third. Say good game again, and then finish it off. When this deck gets going, it gets going fast. We're now to 2 and 1. Yeah, once our opponent stumbled on mana, that was kind of over it. We go first again. We don't have any red. We have to mulligan this. We have 17 land in the deck. Should we go down to 5 on the play or try to scry into a mountain here? I think we have to try to scry into a land. I don't want to go down to 5. There's a plains, so we can at least cast our duelist. Kind of go from there. There's the plains we knew about. We just need to hit a mountain. We have 9 in the deck out of our 33 cards left. Opponent could have removal for the duelist here. We're just cycling. our mountain. Opponent played a 2-1. We could play the Paincaster and Exert to deal 1 damage to the camel. That's kind of like a low impact play. Opponent plays a Dissenter here. They're successfully blocking up the board. I think we have to Paincaster looking to Exert on the camel, and then we can attack with the rest of our crew in the following turn. Not going to trade the Survivor off for their 2 creatures when they get another zombie. If we get another red mana, we can exile the Dissenter. That's not really great. We'll be looking to Puncturing Blow the Sharpshooter once we get another mountain. We can Exert the Paincaster, kill the camel now, so our opponent doesn't have the opportunity to play a desert. We're not really looking to block with the Paincaster. Let's just kill the camel now. We get a trigger off the survivors. Or if there's a desert in the graveyard, I missed that clause. They have the Desert of the True. So that was a punt. We discard our 1/2. I only thought it was on the battlefield, did not read the card, which I should have. Opponent plays another 4/4 Trampler. We have 2 Puncturing Blows in our deck, I believe. We'll definitely need something else to get rid of the other one. Angel of Condemnation, which will eat all our stuff. It's not looking good for the good guys here. Attacks it for 3. They can Exert to exile one of our creatures until it leaves the battlefield. Found another Puncturing Blow. I think we have to get rid of the Angel here. I'm not going to have a lot for the Sharpshooters. But this can just eat all our stuff, so we got to get rid of Angel. Did we ping with the Paincaster at end of turn? I don't believe so. I used to have a deck with those blue wizards who tap to do 1 damage. The Prodigal Sorcerers. That sounds pretty fun. The last blue pinger. Sure. And then the survivors comes back. We'll attack with the Moloch. It has first strike during attacks. And then we can ping something with the Pingcaster to get the sharpshooters off the board. Opponent just takes 3. Our opponent splashing the sharpshooters. Not a bad splash. Definitely difficult for us to deal with. See what they have. We do have a 3 power, 3 toughness creature to block these zombies here. But that's a lot on the ground. We're mainly looking to do damage on the ground. I will double block to get the sharpshooters out of the way. The duelist with the Moloch. Let's put a stop to remember to use the Pingcaster. Crasher. Kind of 5 turns too late. The Crasher. But we can exert. Get another 1/1. Drains with our Resolute Survivors. Their opponent have a combat trick. Oh no, the priest just gives them 1 life when a token enters the battlefield. Our opponent, exert, create another 1/1, drain our opponent. Pass the turn. Blur of Blades. This will allow us to trade off with the Rot Beast with one of our tokens. The survivors kind of holding back our opponent's stuff. Let's just steal him 1. The blur also deals 2 damage to our opponent. So we can kind of close out the game a little quicker. Our aggro deck is pinging our opponent. The attack. How does our opponent? They seem to have something. We can embalm the duelist next turn, so it's not really an issue here. We have the Blur Blades to kill the Rot Beast. Sure. Should probably waited on the blur after damage. That was a punt. Now we have to exert on the Rot Beast to finish it off. So letting damage go through was the right course of action. We have open fire. We attack with the survivors. They block with the dissenter, get another zombie. Let's just embalm. Pass the turn. Triggered by all the embalm decks knocking around in bronze. Yeah, I think the ranking structure. I think they said they're gonna look at it, and you're gonna have like 15 games to rank yourself. So it kind of separates the people who buy decks from the free-to-play players. That's going to be a positive change. Do 8 damage out of nowhere. Our opponent had a lot of threats that we had to deal with. The sharpshooters and the exiling angel, but we were able to get there. We're up to 3-1. We have 3 mana. We go first. We have a lot of 2-drops to draw into. We kind of just need one more planes and we're set. It'd probably be a keep. It's on the slower end. Yeah, red deck wins. I can see why people will play it because it's easy to like grind through matches, but I don't like having to pre-sideboard against red decks. There's our 4th land that we need. We play our 3-1. Oh, Flash Knights, you can't hate on Flash Knights. It's amazing. It's a fun deck to play. Might be annoying to play against, that's for sure. Attack for 3. Opponent might have some interaction. It's fine. Devastator's our biggest beater right now. We can threaten to pump it up. If we can pump it once, we can still play the Avenger. Opponent now has 4 mana. This eternalizes for 6, and it becomes a 4/4 with vigilance. We only win by attacking. If we get another land, we can double spell. We'll Catchers, Avengers plus Survivors. blockers. This has the same embalm cost as casting cost. So if we attack with the Devastator, they block with the Attendant. Not really excited about that. Just drop the Aven, untap the Exerted Takrop Elite. One has Endless Sands. They're not liking to use it. They're tapping it right away. So if we exert the Takrop Elite, it pumps our team, and then we can untap it with the Dauntless Haven. Then we have Open Fire as a combat trick to maybe clear the Attendant out of the way. Our opponent just pitched lands. No blocks. Yeah, it's definitely good to have exile effects. We have the two 2 and 2 red, deal 5 and exile in the deck, so if we draw one of those, that'd be great against everything our opponent's played. Kind of we really don't want to kill these Sentinels because they eternalize as 4/4s, and we can't deal with that currently. We kill the Attendant, it just gets back with the Embalm. We might have to play the Survivors here. Fumigate is legal, but it's in Kaladesh block, so that will be coming shortly. Opponent has another Embalm creature, so they have great Embalm deck by the looks of it. Embalm Eternalize. Opponent does have one card in hand, though. They can activate Endless Sands to exile the Attendant in response to a removal spell. Magma Spray is great. Great pickup. Cheap exile effect. So if we attack with everything, and exert, I think we just have to attack in the air. One seems to have something, maybe decision paralysis, tap down some of our stuff. Maybe not. So this drains our opponent for 1. untaps our exert creature, and we get in for 6. Looking to untap the Oketcher's Attendant. They did have a trick here. We open fire on the Attendant. They can exile it with Endless Sand. They choose not to. I'm just going to replay it. We get in for 6. We can do the same thing again next turn. We have Magma Spray to kind of team up on a block if they attack in. We probably won't block if they attack. The Devastator does have Afflict 2, so if it does become blocked, the opponent will lose 2 life. So we have to take that into consideration. Opponent does not embalm their Attendant. So they have to have something here, I would assume. What could they have? Probably like another Sandblast. Their opponent will probably get rid of was exerted. We'll drain our opponent. Not attacking with the survivors because we don't need to. They'll still be chump blocked. There's the Sandblast. We get the trigger out first. I don't think there's a lot of counter spells. I haven't seen any. I'm sure there's like cancel. There's the cycling counter. Magma Spray here. Opponent could save it with the Endless Sands, but then we don't lose the Devastator. We have 3 lethal creatures. The opponent can eternalize or bomb one thing, but they'll have to block everything. Your opponent has something else. We have another open fire to draw into. Put our opponent down to 1. The opponent have like an unsummon. The Moloch has first strike. Opponent didn't have anything, so opponent had a sick Embalm Eternalized deck, but we were able to grind through. We get our quest done for the day, up to 9,700 gold, and 4 wins and 1 loss. We started off 0-1, and then won our next 4 games in this draft. Thank you, Riley. That was fun. We had the like right mix of interaction and aggression, I think. We're on the play again. We our curve stops at 3. We just need to draw another land. Should be good. Lead off with the mountain in case we need to spray something. There's our 3rd land. We drop the Gustwalker. Wretched Camel. So we're just going to spray here, get rid of the camel, and then drop the Avenger. Non-exert. We have 5 or 6 power on the board, depending if we exert the Gustwalker. We have a removal spell for this disposable mummy. And we get in for 5. Or we can exert everything and then take a turn off. We have to be aggressive here. Put our opponent down to 13. We have kind of conditional removal in the Blur of Blades, which also dings our opponent for 2. Opponent has another camel. Let's exert the Gustwalker. Get in for 3. Play the Devastator, which has body that the camel can't deal with, and it also has Afflict 2. This Gustwalker is going to need a flyer. So our opponent's at least taking 2 here. Fine. They lose their board. We lose 1 creature. Play the Paincaster. I can just ping our opponent down. Opponent saw the light. We're up to, this is our weekly pack win. Up to 5-1. We've won 5 in a row with our white-red deck. Just take a brief look at it. We haven't used the Javanalier, I don't believe. I don't think we've seen a lot of the Crop Captain. Liking the deck so far. Nice mix of removal and aggression. Our next win gives us a free draft. So kind of have to go for that. We have to get 1 before we lose 2. But we're looking to win 2 before we lose 2. We go first again. We have 2 into 3 into removal. So that sounds great. Opponent mulliganed. They might be thinking about going down to 5. They do not. Our deck can definitely punish slow starts. So hopefully they have one of those. There's our 4th land. Attack for 3. Opponent takes 3. Drops 3-drop. I think Essence Scatters in the format. I have that. Kind of hit all our lands that we need to hit. We just need some more action here. Maybe our opponent has a Cycler end of turn. Cycle. Be interesting to see if they have Drakehaven. Aerial Guide. We can Puncturing Blow the Guide. Or we can use Blur of Blades after they block. I think we want to save the Puncturing Blow for something with Embalm or Eternalize. So they block the Guide on the Captain. We use the Blur of Blades. They just take 5 or 6 here, go down to 11, which is fine by us. We drew another Plains, which is not good. This is what we saved the Puncturing Blow for. If we use the Blur of Blades, it deals 2 down to 9. It's not quite what we need. exile the Sentinel, get a prowess trigger. Our opponent down to 4. This Blur of Blades does 2. So any of our creatures is lethal. See how aggressive our opponent gets. We can start exerting the Steward, getting more bodies. Our opponent's effectively at 2. If we draw Open Fire, which we have 2 of on our deck, we can combo kill them. Opponent has 3 cards left. A lot of mana. They gain 3 from the Haven here. Kind of a bummer. Do they feel safe enough to attack? Not. Paincaster is a great draw. What does our opponent have? We'll be exerting the Steward. End of turn. 4 mana. Maybe they want to attack first. Pump fake here. A draw spell. Flash flyer. Sure. Our opponent has all the flyers in the world. We can ding them down to 6. The Blur of Blades will put them down to 4. Opponent is clicking on all their stuff. They have this, and this, and this, and this. Do they attack? We go down to 15. A follow-up play. Kind of expecting another Aven Reedstalker here. We attack in with everything. My opponent has nothing. we would win with the Blur of Blades. I don't think our opponent has nothing. This is in our main phase. This is another Reed Stalker. It has Cast Out. Gets rid of the captain. So we could get in 3. Doesn't seem great. So let's just hope we start drawing things other than lands here. We can put our opponent down to 5. We draw an open fire. We could close out the game. We draw another planes. We can get in 2. Which doesn't seem great. Cancel attack, no attacks. Opponent has 10 mana or 10 power on the board. If they have another. Sure. See how they attack. We have on the board answer to that. We have Blur of Blades as well. So we need our opponent to overcommit on the attack, not see the Paincaster exert trigger. How aggressive are they? Sure. Our opponent have a combat trick. Do not. Maybe should have used the exert on the Paincaster to try to draw out the combat trick. But there you go. When you're an aggro deck and you draw 10 lands, kind of lose those games. We can close it out with our 6th win up against Dig to Go. Opponent will be going first. We will be drawing first. It's like a great hand. Just need that third mana though. You can go Captain into On-Crop Crasher. Not another land. This Essence Scatter. We have a Cycler. We have some interaction. Just in manual control, full control mode. Aerial Guide. You don't draw land. Just get another piece on the board. Crazy. Opponent set to take 6. Seem like they have something. They like to use it. They would not. Sure. Something else. So 2 down to 16. We will Magma Spray the Kenra end of turn. Hope to hit a land for the On-Crop Crasher. We untap, draw land. There we go. Surprise damage out of nowhere. This should have been happening 2 turns ago. I have unsummon, but they still take 5. There's the unsummon. Still take 5 down to 9. We have open fire. Close out this game here. Is white as well. What does our opponent do? Pass the turn. Definitely attacking and exerting on the aerial guide. Should probably attack with a guide. This just forces us to exert. Not really a big deal. We're getting rid of the Kenra. We can open fire on the Vizier. Save our Crasher. Opponent takes 3. Was not expecting Vizier of Deferment. Is our opponent's deck. Sure. the old Wayward Servant, the Zero of Deferment, Aerial Guide deck. See what our opponent has. Maybe a comeback trick to end this game out on a high note. Sure. Do you have something here? Menace. So we ended this draft 5-3, which is a positive record. We get at least one pack here. Let's see what we got. Just one pack. Let's open it up. It uncommon and common wild card. Our rare is a rare wild card, so this is a great pack for us. We're up to 97% on our vault progress. I think this Dominaria booster will bring us back over 100. We get a lot of repeats here and Skizik. Let's open up our vault. We know what we get, so we just get the mythic wild card and 2 rare wild cards. Yeah, so that draft kind of started off a little bumpy. We went off, I think, 6 in a row and then lost 2. Not totally happy about how that ended up, but I think we drafted a great deck, maybe played okay, and finished it off with a positive record. We'll take a quick break here. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and then we'll jump into another quick draft right after this. Thanks.